Market Day Report is on the air, and we're up and trading our markets today. And which direction are we heading? Well, we do know this. Corn has settled higher for 3 consecutive sessions. I kind of do that how they do in the NFL. You know, they don't throw their first, the index finger, middle finger, and then the ring finger up. They start with their pinky. Anyway, 3 straight sessions higher. December is starting there as well, 424 and a quarter. It's a quarter cent higher. And already, I know it's only 16 minutes into the session, but that September contract is trading more towards the high, but well above the $4 level where we were below to start the week. Soybean trade, what's happening here? We're watching the November up 2 3/4, 1023 and a quarter. Wheat market, and it's September. Chicago at 536 and a half. It's down 4 3/4 cents. We're watching Kansas City move lower as well. September 521 and a quarter. It's a penny and a half lower. Spring wheat has been lower for 4 consecutive sessions. We'll see if they make it 5 at the end of the day. And then the cotton market down 16 at 68.40, helping us to break this down. Tommy Grisafi's with Nesvick Trading. All right, Tommy, as we look at the trade starting today, can corn take it 4 straight days?
Absolutely. Why not, Tony? It's fun to see. I would imagine you'll see that the funds are covering, you'll see that the funds are covering shorts here. So as we get that commitment of trader starts coming out next few weeks, or comes out on Friday, and then lags. But the funds are definitely covering some shorts. It's the optimism yesterday in November beans was great. It's nice to be able to call people and say, "Hey, beans are up 19 cents." That was a really great day. Corn's coming back. We have that gap to fill in corn. We have a gap from when we gapped down on that Sunday after 4th of July. So with that, if we can go back up there and fill that. But when you quote the market or you read the quotes, it seems to be a lot of the same prices over and over and over. And if you only checked on the markets every few weeks, you'd say these things really aren't moving too fast, Tony.
Yeah, there are days that I wonder whether or not our market screen is actually working. However, I do want to swing over to a couple of other markets here. How about soy meal and soy oil? Meal market is in the red. It's down 11% year to date. But you look at the weekly export sales numbers, and it was 72% higher than the previous week at 365,000 metric tons or so. And then soy oil, the USDA report said 7,900 metric tons sold. That's a 97% week-over-week increase. And it's all going to Venezuela. Well, all but 7 to 900 metric tons going to Venezuela. Soy oil remains hot.
Yeah, we'll take a win for the team. We are going to crush a ton of beans. We're using a lot more oil domestically. And the thing we're left with extra of is the soybean meal. Hopefully, Tony, people keep coming to the States to buy our product. We have plenty of everything. And one thing you and I never talk about, but I was talking to a grower this morning, maybe when we come back from break, we could talk about it. The price of sugar. Up in the Red River Valley in North Dakota, there's a lot of sugar beet farmers, and I know they were in Washington. Then, of course, President Trump out of nowhere threw out the Coca-Cola True Social. So, keep an eye on the prices of sugar, my friend.
There you go. All right, Tommy, hang on. We'll come back and we'll look at sugar prices. We'll also look at the price of livestock futures. Market Day Report continues in a moment. All right, Tommy mentioned that sugar market and what's happening there. Let's look at it. Sugar has been higher for 2 consecutive sessions. A market that really has been under pressure year to date, down 13%, but gains this week of 4% and for the month at 6%. So when you look at sugar prices, The front month, October, 16.85. You get to 17s in the March and May. And also October of 26 trading in that 17 range as well. So that's where sugar is. So we bring back in Tommy Grisafi with Nesvick Trading. So we could be talking sugar cane or sugar beets, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So the growers I work with in the Red River Valley, they are sugar beet farmers. A lot of them are with Crystal Sugar. The Sugar Pack, or the gentlemen who represent sugar, they're currently in D.C. right now, and they put out a video. So I noticed a lot more things. But the problem we're having with sugar is they're importing sugar in the United States, and we have things set up so that doesn't happen. But foreign countries got crafty in how they're doing it, and so it's like you can't import a car, but you can import the pieces and put the car back together here. They're doing that, and it's really put pressure on the sugar market. And I have to say, it caught my attention last night that True Social poster about Coca-Cola. I don't know that an industry like Coca-Cola could change like that, but that quickly. But it's interesting. Steak and Shake actually put out a thing and said that, yep, we're switching to Coca-Cola in the bottle with sugarcane. So we'll see.
Yep.
As commodity producers, growers, or someone who manages risk on commodities, we're always trying to help people and add value and try to figure out how we can keep our prices elevated. But speaking of elevated prices, these cattle just don't quit, Tony.
You're right there, and kind of wrapping up that sugar comment before we go to livestock.
Yeah.
You can get sugar in Coke products already. It's available south of the border. So once you get into Mexico, you can get real sugar in your Coke products there. I don't know if it's in Diet Coke, but anyway, that's another one. Let's go to livestock futures real quick before we wrap up with Tommy Grisafi. And that August live cattle contract is in the red, 223.20, 220.25 on the October. It's a $0.50 lower. These are markets, these cattle markets have been higher 2 straight sessions. 325 even on August and September feeders, down 57 and 85 cents respectively. And then the hog trade is higher, up a $0.50 on the August at 104.92. Final thoughts here, Tommy?
Just we had that big down day on Monday, and we filled back up Tuesday and Wednesday. I know there's people looking for a correction, but the incredible strength. We have a bunch of cattle brokers in the office today at Nesvick, so cattle will be a hot subject for sure.
Okay, that's Tommy Grisafi with Nesvick Trading as we just work our way through a couple of graphs there, and we'll come back and have those for you in about 25 minutes.